Hello everybody, and welcome back to EVE Online. In the last episode, we got our start on career agents, and in this one, we're going to continue with them. Now, we're probably not going to continue too much with the industry on screen. Let's continue with military, because that's more interesting. Here, we are going after, some NPCs, and it's suggesting we fit an armor repair or a shield booster. Well, let us see what we can get in station then, because we have neither of those. We will want hull and armor, for we are an armor ship. Small. Let's see if we can just get a civilian one here. We can. How about the tech one? We can get that cheaper, I think. Yeah, cheaper. Could probably get a few of these possibly just as cheap. Not in station, though. Oh, how sad for us. Well, let's go with the Tech 1. I'm actually going to sort by lowest price. We'll notice we are actually paying massively over the odds. Armor repairs are normally pretty cheap. Except for the ancillaries. It's not going to hurt us too much to pay this extra. Let's buy this. Yes, I know it's way over what I should be paying. And let's also see if we can get a Tech 1 damage control. We can. Let's buy it. This will help our ship tank a little better. Now we are going to open up the fitting window. We'll notice our resists for our armor are 54, 41, 31, 27. We fit the damage control, and they go up to 59, 47, 38, 34. For it's giving us 10% to each of those resists. You'll notice it didn't go up an exact 10% though. In EVE, there are stacking penalties on resists. Well, I say stacking penalties. Basically, the higher your resist is, the lower effect a resist bonus will give it. Like a resist bonus will actually do. There's our armor rep, and I actually don't think there is a way we could get our ship to be cap stable, which is so that we could run that indefinitely. We're gonna get about 30 seconds of the rep running like this. Or if we open up this, we can actually see... We can basically simulate the fit. If we had a capacitor recharger, no way we're fitting the Tech 2. Oh, that's actually pretty close. So if we dropped that, we could probably become stable. If we can buy these in station, I might do that. We cannot. Only 4 jumps away in Amar, one of the game's many trade hubs. Well, let's see if we can actually get the Tech 1 here, maybe. Or maybe if the Tech 1 actually just works. It does not. Okay. Can we at least get a Tech 1 here, I wonder? Is someone building them here? No. Okay, we are just out of luck with that. Well, for that. So... Yep. Don't ask me again. We'll just go with our ship like this. We'll only really need to pulse this, I'm pretty sure. Sorry. Accept. Now let us undock and get going. For this, we'll actually be getting a new ship, which may require us to buy a new laser. And we're going to warp to this location. Yes, the damage control is always on. We do not need to activate the module as it is passive. Older players might be sitting back and going, wait, what? Because they didn't used to be passive. That was actually a pretty good find. That basically pays for our armor rep. You'll notice by this, it hasn't been terribly too long since the last recording. I'm recording a few of these at once. Mostly because I have time, and why not record? Here we are in the next site. The game is probably actually expecting us to have a few bigger ships than what we have. Well, okay, they're going to come to us. So let's just fly kind of directly between them. Now, where our lasers are ungrouped, which if we wanted to group them, we click this button here, it'll now fire both of them at the same time, thus showing us, just by hovering over that, our DPS. We'll be dealing 39 EM damage between the two lasers, and with a DPS of 13 combined. Which is okay. Right, those need to be within 26. For me to lock them. I can't hit them at this range, but whatever. We want them to be kind of close so we can loot them after we kill them anyway. Our weapons range is 11 kilometer fall off, so we can probably start shooting around the 12 to 13 range. Let's start shooting now. Well, that one had nothing in it. If a wreck has something in it, well, when you hover over that, it will say it has something in it. Let me move this down. It will also have a different icon. I'm trying to show it, but these NPCs are not being kind. None of them are dropping anything. Jeez. I just want to show a wreck with stuff in it. You'll notice, actually, these are Blood Raider pirates. They're basically flying the same ship we are. Let's try and shoot at him. We can't reach, but it'll definitely make him angry. Let's look at this other one who is flying at us. As his lasers are different. He is using beam lasers. Not that it matters, NPCs are nowhere near as powerful as players. Keep that in mind. I might be crushing these NPCs pretty quickly, but if I were to run into a player, I would be dead as quickly as these NPCs are dying. Well, probably not as quick. Depend on what the player is flying, actually. That NPC looks to be a bit stuck, so let's go assist him. Can't be stuck if he doesn't have a ship anymore. He's getting a little free. I've noticed a few people who were trying the game as alphas complain about the pathfinding in this game. There's one thing I'll note. There is no pathfinding. There isn't pathfinding to be bugged. This guy dropped something. So notice the different icon. They have basically a little square there. And we have to rescue the civilians from that container. And we didn't even need the armor repair. We can run it. Oh, here we get a warp disruptor. We don't really need a warp disruptor, but we have one now. And now we can dock. Warp disruptors are a PvP item. They effectively prevent your opponent from running away from you. Because in the void of space, well, that's the only way to get away from people, is to warp away. A warp disruptor prevents that. There are a lot of signatures around here. And we'll probably deal with those. Actually, we might do those at some point either today or tomorrow. I think we'll continue with our security missions today. And move on to them at some point tomorrow.
Docking permission requested.
You know, this time at warping to the station, we didn't actually land at 0. That'll happen sometimes. If you have a prop mod or propulsion module, just turn it on. It'll help you get within range faster. And we will complete the mission, and we get our shiny new frigate. Which I believe has room for a lot more guns. So we're probably going to want more guns. Before we leave this ship, we're going to want to come into here and unfit everything. Because we'll probably never be flying this thing again. The Executioner is an actual Amarian frigate, making it a superior ship. Notice it has more modules, 3 turret slots, a slot for a salvager, which means I'm actually going to pull the salvager off of this ship, which is this module here. It'll help us get a little more ISK out of the targets we're killing. And we'll come down to here, fit our small focused pulse lasers, and we'll actually, view market details, buy one more. We could fly to Amar and get them cheaper, but why bother? We also could now use one more standard crystal. Once again, we could fly to Amar, but yeah, it's not really worth it. One more radio crystal. And now, with this ship, I'm actually going to group the weapons. And now, if we say fit the multi-frequency crystals, it just puts all of them in the guns, instead of fitting one at a time. This ship, just so you can see, has different bonuses from the ship we were in. This has a reduction in the activation cost of our small energy turrets, and a bonus to their damage, 5% per level and 10% per level respectively, and an 80% reduction in propulsion jamming systems, which are things like warp scramblers, stasis webfires, and warp disruptors. They are rather handy tools. Now we are going to fit the small armor repair onto the ship. You'll notice it's not stable. It's annoying. Our damage control, just to beef up our ship a bit. The salvager. The afterburner. And that should be about all we need. Now going to slap those into the cargo bay. And let's continue with our missions, shall we? Now, you'll note, I just want to show this real quick, we are stable without this running. It's more important with shield than armor, but make sure everything but your rep will function properly without your rep running. If it shows unstable, it's generally a good idea. Here we'll get 2 dual light beam laser ones for just accepting this, actually. So I might actually switch over to using those, just given their range. So let's accept this. Might as well show off beams, yeah. I'll swap over to them. We'll lose a bit of DPS, but gain a bit of range. We should now have, wherever they are, stack items so I can more easily look for a 3. Here they are. 3 dual light beam lasers. Group them. Fit them up with that, and you notice we have about the range of our standard crystals. If we were to now fit our radio crystals in these, we have about the DPS of 2 pulses, but we have about 20 kilometer range. We throw our standard in. So again, we have about the DPS of just having the 2 pulse lasers, but we have much longer range. This was our radio range before, effectively giving us more DPS at the same range. It's handy to know, what you should probably be carrying for missions. Now let us actually go. We'll get a bit of ISK for finishing this, so let's go kill some NPCs.
Warp drive.
Now we're going to move that there. Let's move our salvager to F2. You'll notice people on the overview here are green. They're in the same NPC corporation as myself. That is why they show up as green. And also, when this ship exits warp, I will show something kind of neat about this game that I forgot this ship could actually show off. Fair few ships here. the ship's model will change as you go into warp. Let's approach this Weber drone. Switch over to our radio crystals due to their range, and open fire. As all of our lasers are now firing at the same time, these do also cycle slower. It's part of why they deal less overall damage per second. I'm stumbling over my words so much. We have now completed this mission, but there are still NPCs nearby. I say we kill them. Start approaching this other Corpy follower. That way we can start getting closer to him. Let's go loot this wreck. So there's a destroyer way out there. See if we can go play with him in a minute. Yes, he gives us nearly 20,000 in bounty, which is pretty good. Now, we're also going to want to lock this wreck. Because this is how salvagers work. You lock onto a wreck, activate your salvager, and then basically wait. It's like mining, but with things you generally have to move to. We're probably not going to do this to any wrecks that we don't have to go close to anyway, because, well, you see how long this can take. There's 2 failed salvaging attempts. I'll probably more be doing salvaging off-screen, as just a way of making some ISK. There we go, got an armor plate. It's not too bad. Let's activate our civilian afterburner. It'll help us just move a bit faster. It's not the best, but it works. And it's ours, so... Let's activate that, and let's start salvaging this drone wreck. Drones will generally give worse salvage than ships, actually. Yep, and that destroyer has run off. I wonder where he went. Oh well, we might meet him again.
Warp drive active.
Probably get to warp before this turns off. But yeah, you'll generally want to turn your propulsion modules off before you try to enter warp, because it causes you to take longer to enter warp because your ship has to accelerate more before it reaches its warp speed. There's someone in a bestower.
Docking permission requested.
That is an Amar Tech 1 industrial ship, used for basically carting things around. We shall complete this mission, and let's do one more for today. We'll get a 1MN afterburner for completing this. Seems like a rather simple mission. I would be reading the story behind these, but you guys can pause the video and read it for yourself. Eve has quite a deep lore if you go looking for it. Another reason I'm starting with career agents is to let the beginning tutorial actually be experienced the way it was intended to be. I'll put it that way. Oh, a smuggler's Stargate. Nothing in the area. It's partly hidden by the cluster of rocks. Investigate it. Okay. Let us go. We can travel nearly... I think actually almost 750 meters per second. So this won't be a too difficult of path. I think we have sufficiently investigated. Should we run? Ow. Yes, okay. That hurts. I'm gonna turn this on in case that actually starts hurting more. It's not gonna affect our shields, which is this top number. But it would actually affect our armor, which is the middle number. You'll notice that, yes, this ship has about twice the HP of our Corvette. Corvettes aren't good.
Docking permission requested.
Person's playing with his drone. Hope he doesn't try and shoot it. Concord does not look kindly upon that.
Docking request accepted.
Concord are the in-game police. You commit a crime, they will hunt you down and kill you. Because this is New Eden. Where you lose a ship, it is permanent. But that is actually going to mark the end of today's episode. I thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time for more Let's Play EVE Online. See you all then.